It's your boy Jay here to give you your weekly dose of SmackDown spoilers. So let's get right into it here. As always, the notes come courtesy of NoDQ.com. SmackDown this week, June 23rd, 2016. Once again, no location or arena is given. Doesn't matter. Show starts off with a Seth Rollins promo where he makes an open challenge, and Sami Zayn comes out to set up the main event match. Dean Ambrose comes out and does an Ambrose Asylum segment with Rollins and Zayn. Cesaro defeats Alberto Del Rio. Sheamus defeats Apollo Crews by countout. AJ Styles defeats Jimmy Uso. The New Day defeat the Vaudevillains, and the Wyatts appeared after the match. Becky Lynch faced Dana Brooke, Charlotte got involved, and Sasha Banks made the save. Doesn't say who won the match. In the main event, Seth Rollins defeated Sami Zayn with the pedigree, with Dean Ambrose on commentary. After the match, Rollins lays out Ambrose. And I should have opened with this because this is kind of important. In breaking news, breaking as of yesterday, the WWE has suspended Roman Reigns for his... Well, they've suspended him for 30 days for his first violation of the wellness policy. Apparently Reigns got into some drugs or something. And at the end of the SmackDown notes it says there was no mention of Reigns being suspended to the live crowd. Of course they didn't say anything about it. Yes, Roman Reigns has been suspended for 30 days after violating the WWE's wellness policy. That came out probably early Tuesday at some point, or probably late Tuesday, I'm not even really sure. Apparently, his violation of the wellness policy was known about before Money in the Bank on Sunday. So, yeah. Dave Meltzer reported on a breaking news audio that WWE knew about the violation before last Sunday's WWE Money in the Bank event. Coming out of Tuesday's SmackDown tapings, WWE is still advertising the Battleground main event of Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So it's very likely the match is still on. If you do your math, he was suspended Tuesday. 30 days, he will actually be done with his suspension like 2 or 3 days before the actual pay-per-view. So, he's basically going to miss every episode of Raw and probably even SmackDown before the pay-per-view. So that's a good thing. Good thing for us, at least. Yeah. So he'll be done with his suspension 2 or 3 days before the pay-per-view, which means he should be able to make the pay-per-view in theory. Although, they could pull him from the triple threat and just have it be a singles match between Ambrose and Rollins and move the triple threat back to SummerSlam like they should have done originally anyways. Let's see. Okay. I've mentioned previously the incident that happened with Del Rio and Paige. Apparently, it being a domestic dispute between the two of them was not true. According to MLW Radio, Major League Wrestling Radio is, I believe, what it stands for. The guys who host this radio show talked to Del Rio himself, who filled them in on the situation. After the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, Paige and Del Rio, who were dating, we already knew that, they went to watch a show in Vegas, the Absinthe Show. While there, a drunk couple started heckling Del Rio and Paige. Del Rio called security and got the couple ejected from the venue, then continued to enjoy the show. After the show, the couple waited outside for Del Rio and Paige and caused trouble. The police were called to the scene and they went through the routine of cuffing people to calm everyone down. They then took Paige to an ambulance to ensure that she hadn't been attacked or anything, which she didn't. After that, Del Rio and Paige were free to go. They went to Raw, filled in management on what happened, and management informed them that they did the right thing and everything was okay. Yeah. So, there's no domestic dispute between Paige and Del Rio. So, apparently they're still dating. Okay. And in a little bit of news that I'm kind of interested in. This may not be very WWE related because he's not in the WWE anymore, but this is an update on CM Punk's UFC debut fight. According to MMA journalist Ariel Helwani, CM Punk's scheduled UFC debut fight against Mickey Gale that was set for UFC 202 in late August will not be taking place. Helwani tweeted that the fight date is far from a done deal, but it's looking like it will happen at UFC 203 on September 10th in Cleveland. Now, the reason why I bring this up is I'm actually quite interested in how Punk does in the UFC. I'm a big fan of Punk, and I support what he did, how he left the WWE, and yeah. I'm very interested to see how he does in the UFC, because I want to see him do well. Trying to see... one thing I guess I could also say here. Apparently Raw, this past Monday, they rebounded big in the ratings. You'll note that the last SmackDown spoilers I did, I said that the Raw from that week did kind of a low number for ratings. Oh yes, last week's 2.97 million viewers. That was last week. This past week, the June 20th, 2016 edition of Raw did 3.47 million. So, yeah. Well, that means, whatever the fuck, who cares? That was your SmackDown spoilers. Getting them up on time this week, thankfully. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Next video in the rant is going to, of course, be Raw for next week. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time for some more Wrestling Rant with me, your boy jago107. Stay tuned. Bullet Club for life. Good night.